Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our Learn to Read the Arabic Language series. Inshallah, we are going to be doing the next 5 letters. Once we've done this, we will have done 20 letters and we will just have 10 remaining to go through, which will only be a couple more videos. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the first letter, which is this one. As we've discussed before, we have a similar shape, which is this letter called Sa'ad. Sa'ad. This is the same shape, however, it has a dot. And this is where we're going to start, inshallah. So, Brother Ahmed, when you're ready.
Yeah, okay. This letter is Bod. Bod.
Okay.
And Bod has a very unique feature because this is the only letter in this language. They don't have any other language, they don't have this letter. The Bod. That's why the Arabic is called what? Tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
The language of Bod.
Really? I never heard that before.
No, they put it when they want to explain this is an Arabic language course, they put Bod.
Really?
Yeah. That's called the language of Bod.
Okay, so this is a heavy sound. So I'm just going to underline some of the letters that are described as heavy or full mouth sounds. So what we're going to do is, inshallah, once we've done all of the letters, then we're going to do a recap and we're going to go through a couple of specific differences between some of the letters. And you may have already heard by now, if you are studying this, that you have some light sounds, some heavy sounds, or some empty mouth sounds, and some full mouth sounds. So at this stage, we don't want to complicate things with that. So we're just going to move on and mention that this is a heavy sound. And we'll give you more details of that in the future, inshallah. Again, like we said in the past, just memorize the name and the symbol and get as strong as you can with that. And the pronunciation we will work on as we move forward, inshallah. So would you like to go ahead and do the next letter?
Yeah, the next letter is Ta. Ta. Yes, say.
So, Ta.
Yes, right. Excellent.
Okay, so that would be T-A-A. And I'm going to underline it. The reason I'm underlining it is, like I said, this is the first time we have come across, this is spelled T-A-A. And likewise, this is spelled T-A-A. So there is a difference, obviously. One is da and one is ta. So to you at this stage, that might be a bit confusing. Don't let that worry you. Again, try to, inshallah, just memorize the symbol and the name, and things will become more clear and more comfortable as we move forward. Okay?
Right. Yeah. And this letter is the. Okay. So now, let's explain this. We took 3 letters. That's the tip of your tongue should be outside your mouth, which is tha. Can you highlight it?
Yeah.
And dhal and dha. That's it. There is no any other letter. Yeah.
What?
Yes, right.
I think actually this would probably be more appropriately spelled with a D, right? What? Like that.
Right.
So again, just to highlight, we had this here, dhal and what. See, again, this could seem confusing. They both start with a DH sound.
Yeah.
And they both have 2 A's. The only difference is this one has a L at the end of it. But this is a light sound and this is a heavy sound. And inshallah, again, we'll have more detail in the future.
Sure.
Okay, we've got 2 more.
Yeah. The other one is Ain. Ain. Say.
Ain.
Yeah, right.
Ain.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, to make sure that is not a, okay?
So where does this come from? Because I know that we might have to give a bit more of an explanation to describe this letter. Where does this come from in your throat?
Oh, come from the throat. come from the throat. I. If you say and then you find this vibration in your throat. See it?
Ah,
Yeah, put
ah.
your yeah. If someone want to try that, you will find vibration, a lot of vibration here. Comes from the throat.
Okay, so it's kind of like when when you're sick and the doctor tells you that he wants to look down
Yeah,
your throat,
yeah,
and you would say kind of like this.
yes,
So
yeah,
there's a
right.
difference between this letter and I would say the alif or the hamza sound. So the
Yeah,
hamza will make an a, and
yeah,
ain will sound like ah. So the
right.
difference we have
Very cl-
a, ah.
yeah, it's correct. And
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Both of them, by the way, comes from the throat. Both
yeah.
of them.
So just the a specific point where they come from the throat is slightly different, and this is quite a tricky letter, and
Yeah, yeah,
inshallah, it will take you some practice to get used to. Again, you
yeah.
can't also rely on this English spelling. It's as accurate as I can get it to be, but it's
Yeah,
not.
we
It
try to make
doesn't.
it close as
Yeah, it
yeah,
doesn't very accurately describe how it actually sounds. But again, don't let it overwhelm you. Let's just go ahead and try to remember the name and the symbol, and you will pick it up, especially the more you start listening to the Quran, you start listening to the Arabic language, you start practicing reading, you will pick up the nuances between the different letters, inshallah. So, should we do
inshallah.
the last one?
The last one is ghain. Ghain.
Ghain.
Yeah,
Ghain.
yeah,
So, that would be like Ghayn.
right,
This is a heavy sound.
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so just to go over quickly, this letter and this one are the same shape. They have the second one, the Dad, has a dot above it.
yeah,
And then these two are the same as well. So if I just go ahead and rub this out, you can see that. One of them has a dot and one of them hasn't. And the same with these two here. The first one has no dot, the second one has a dot. So the same shape. So I would say that this is probably so far the trickiest line for anyone who's new to these letters. Don't let it overwhelm you. Inshallah, just take your time with it. Hopefully by now you've already memorized the first 15 to a fairly strong level. So now you just have another 5 to add. And inshallah, the ones that are remaining are not that difficult. I'd say this is probably the trickiest line of letters in terms of sets of 5. This one here might be a bit difficult for you in the next video. But once you get over this hurdle, inshallah, you will become it's kind of like downhill. It's going to be much easier from here, inshallah. Is there anything you wanted to mention about these letters?
no, that's good. Allahumma barik. Yani, inshallah, try to practice more. And inshallah, they will come with you.
Okay. Would you mind just going over the letters one more time for us, please?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Bod, ta, va, ain, ghain.
Line.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, just specifying the difference between this letter here and
Okay.
this one here.
Okay. The first one, okay, is kha, kha. Okay, kha. And the last one is ghain, gha, gha. So I would say the sound. The first one is kha, kha, kha. The second, gha, gha, gha. There's a difference, right? Both of them come from very close to each other, from the throat, very close to each other's. So once you make a mistake in ghain, it of course will come to kha. It will be kha. Once you make a mistake in the kha, of course it will become ghain.
Okay. So would it be accurate to describe this one here as more of a scratching sound? And
Yeah.
this is more of like a gargling sound. This is
Right.
more like
Yeah.
raw. The other one is ha. They're very
Yeah.
close to each other, like you said, and this will take some practice. But inshallah, you will get there. My first piece of advice, at this stage, inshallah, you've come a long way. Like I said, this is the most difficult part of learning to read. Once you've got this stage mastered, inshallah, everything will just be like little building blocks. It will be easy for you. What I would say is, at this stage, you should be listening to the Qur'an. You should be listening to people reciting. Have you got any particular reciters that you would recommend for someone who wants to learn?
I recommend Sheikh Al-Husari, of course, Sheikh Al-Minshawi. And like you said, if I want to learn English, I have to listen to the English people when they speak English, so I can master the English language for me. Yeah.
Inshallah. So I'll link those two names, maybe some videos in the description for you guys. So that would be my top recommendation from Brother Ahmed as well. At this point, you've tried to learn these 5 letters. Okay, try to pick them up, try to start listening to the Quran, and try to hear these particular sounds. See if you can differentiate between a sin and a sad, or a dal and a dad. You should be able to, inshallah, maybe pick up these little differences, and inshallah, this will start helping you. So yes, we're going to play another game. We're going to add in these 5 in the next video. So we'll have 20 letters, and we're going to circle each one. Hopefully you can identify them before Brother Ahmed. And then we will move on to the following 5 letters. Inshallah, this is getting exciting for you. Once you push over this obstacle, things will become more fun and you will start reading letters. But of course, you can't start reading until you are able to identify the letters in the first place. So we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make this easy for you. And we'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.